Sex is good.
Kapag basa, bata.
Mucus na dry.
May
Mucus
ganun
na dry.
din.
Hi, FRC fam! Again, it's Chai.
And rap! And welcome to the first official episode of Church Alive for 2024 entitled To Whom It May Concern.
A natural way of family planning.
Ooh.
Nako!
Ano kaya ang pag-uusapan natin? Very direct to the point, no?
Very juicy.
Oh, and if I may say, very timely for our love month and also for our Lenten season. Kung bakit, malalaman nyo mamaya.
Nako, bigatin din ang ating guest today for our discussion because he is actually the training director of the World Organization Ovulation Billings Method of the Philippines. So, dyan lang kayo. Kaya alis.
Our guest for this episode is the training director of WOOMB Philippines Incorporated, an associate director of WOOMB International, and he's been teaching the Billings ovulation method since the 1990s. Now he's a full-time faculty member of Parif Southridge School for Boys. Let's all welcome Sir Raymond Ganar.
Yes.
Hello and good day to all.
Yes, Sir Rally, thank you. Thank you again. And we're really excited about this episode, honestly. Kaming dalawa ni Rap. We're very interested kasi it's also roughly a new idea. So maybe we can start off by asking you, like, what is WOOMB?
Okay, no. So, but before that, thank you to Father Wilson. No, I met him in Cebu, and he invited me here, no, to be one of your guests this 2024. So, thank you so much. The meaning of WOOMB is the World Organization of the Ovulation Method Billings. No, it is an organization established by Dr. John Billings in order to protect the authenticity of the Billings ovulation method. He assigned a person for every country who can be the training director of the method that he discovered since 1953.
Oh, it's
been a long time.
Yes. That's why there are many affiliates. So we have WOOMB Canada, WOOMB USA, we have WOOMB Croatia, WOOMB Rome or Italy. In Asia, we have WOOMB Philippines. So, and currently, I am the training director of WOOMB Philippines. No, I'm in charge of the training of the teachers who would like to become a teacher of the Billings ovulation method here in the Philippines.
Maybe you can shed some light and explain that
So
method as well.
the Billings ovulation method is a method developed by Doctors John and Evelyn Billings together with Professor James Brown and Eric Odeblad. No, the basis of the Billings ovulation method is the cervical mucus. No. So the cervical mucus is an indicator wherein the woman would be able to identify if she is fertile or infertile, no? So the mucus, according to Dr. John Billings, in order for the mucus to become a fertile type of mucus, it should be a developing type of mucus, no? For example, no, the mucus starts with a sticky sensation. Then afterwards, it will become wet, clear, and it will end with a slippery sensation. So ito yung developing pattern. So if the mucus is developing, then that is a sign that you are fertile. And if you have a mucus that is developing, the sensation at the vulva would be wet. So every time you have a wet sensation, that is an indication that there is a discharge. And if you will check the discharge, the woman now will be able to see it. Oh, it is changing, no? From a sticky, becoming wet, ending with a slippery sensation. So if you have that developing pattern, it means you are fertile. That's why the Billings ovulation method can also be summarized in 3 words. Fertile when wet. So if you are wet, then that is an indication that you are fertile. No? If intercourse will take place during that time, then there will be a probability of getting pregnant.
Parang simpleng concept
Oo,
lang siya from the get-go.
Yes, Sir Ali, question. I think kasi this is coming from like the woman's end. Like, is it, diba we can also go to like doctors to have that check. Like, correct, right? So that's also like a direct naman na type of thing na, oh, when they say that you're fertile, it's more of like, okay, it means like, I can definitely apply the Billings ovulation method.
Meaning, the method uses the mucus as a barometer, no, to identify fertility. And it is not difficult for a woman, no, to identify if there is a what we call mucus. No need for her to to check
To go to
and
the
to
doctor.
no need, no,
Mhm.
because
Okay.
it is similar to a menstruation.
Mm.
The woman would be able to identify, today I have a menstrual period because I can feel it. There is a wet sensation at the vulva, basa, no, in Filipino. And after checking the cause of the wetness, I see blood. So there is no possibility for the woman not to
Okay.
identify the menstruation. In the same natural way, she would be able to identify the sensation of the mucus production. No? For example, si again,
Chai.
Chai, no, si Chai, she will be able to identify while listening to me. Today, while listening to Sir Raleigh, my sensation is wet.
Mhm.
While listening to Sir Raleigh, my sensation is dry. So the sensation is a very powerful tool to identify whether you are fertile or infertile.
To clarify nga, fertile is
Mhm.
when like parang yung right time to get pregnant,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Kasi
Oo.
we always
Parang
have,
there's more probability
yes,
during that period
parang
of
success rate is
fertility.
higher.
I see.
Okay.
So
So
that's
parang
it.
I understand it's a natural family
Yes,
planning method po,
Mhm.
ano,
Mhm.
Sir Raleigh. And it's something that you mentioned a woman can know for herself,
Yes, so
depending on the
yes, no.
discharge.
Even those women who are not educated, highly educated, so it's for every women, no? They can immediately identify, today I am infertile because the sensation is dry, my underwear is clean, no discharge, so totally dry, infertile. Today I have a bleeding, I have a discharge, mucus. So today I am fertile. By the way, in Billings ovulation method, menstruation is considered to be a fertile period.
Is there anything unique about the Billings ovulation method compared to the other natural family planning methods?
In Billings ovulation method, you don't use any gadget. That's the uniqueness of the method, no?
Gadget, by that you
Maybe you
mean?
don't need to use a thermometer, you don't use any gadget, no, to identify whether you are ovulating or not, no? The mucus would be the barometer to identify your fertility, meaning the body of the woman is a natural barometer to identify whether you are fertile or infertile. No, while walking inside the mall, while doing your market, while cooking your food, you can make an assessment.
I think, Sir Rally, what I want to understand also is like where it came from. I think, at least for our young audiences also, to have a better understanding, ano yung purpose niya? Like, of course, we also have other methods, but what makes this different and important as well for us to know?
You know, in 1953, there's a problem in Australia. No, the problem is there is low birth rate. Many women are having difficulty in conceiving a child. So Dr. John Billings, with the help of Father Maurice Katarinich, no, they try to discuss and they try to work on how can we help our people here in Australia to have babies, no, especially the couple. So that is the time wherein Dr. John Billings studied the Billings ovulation method, which during the time is not yet the Billings method. Dr. John Billings would like to identify the most fertile period in the life of a woman so that there will be increase in the birth rate. But trying to study that, he was able to discover that there are many infertile periods in the cycle of the woman. So because of that, he was able to identify the fertile, na-identify din niya yung infertile, and with that, nag-start na yung kanyang research in developing a method of natural family planning in order not anymore to help those women in Australia, no, having difficulty in giving birth, but to help the Catholic Church to have a method that will protect all our couples from contraceptive methods. And his goal is to perfect the method. Talaga i-perfect niya to. Meaning, the method, that is why it is unique in other NFP methods because it is all for all different types of cycles.
I understand, Sir Riley, no, that the main purpose of WOOMB International and WOOMB Philippines is to promulgate this method. Parang ituro siya sa marami pang ibang
Mhm.
tao. And to, as you mentioned, to make sure that it's accurately done.
Yes.
The way I understood it is, ano yung accuracy na tinitingnan nyo as womb in teaching this to the different people, na parang kailangan ng may ganitong gauge for them to apply it perfectly, kumbaga.
The role of the, for example, WOOMB Philippines, yung specific role is to train teachers, no? So that they will be able to help couples who would like to practice the method, no? And the training will be very easy, no? That's why we have a lot of teachers here in the Philippines teaching the Billings ovulation method, no? Especially in the different parishes, no? You can teach the method even to those women who are really, not educated, based on experience, no? In the early years, yung 80s, no? In Manila, there is a release ng trend. Okay? Majority of the couples there are practicing the Billings method. Okay? Because there is a program there headed by the Daughters of Mary Immaculate, no? They are the one teaching the couples there. So nakita namin very effective, no? Even for those people who are not fully educated, they can immediately apply the method if there is a teacher that will train them on how to apply the method correctly in their marital life. At saka yung Billings method pala, by the way, ano rin siya, it helps couples to achieve pregnancy, no? For those couples who are having for difficulty in achieving a child, the Billings method can be applied so that they can have now a child, no?
I think it could go both ways.
No? Because some methods only for postponing. But for the Billings method, tatlo ang kanyang binibigay sa couples, especially for the woman. Postpone, achieve, and monitor your reproductive health. Are you healthy as a mother or not? He will
Very
be able.
important.
Yeah, I think malaking part of that method is the girl's side, no? Parang kailangan you know your body, and then it's very tedious. Ang dami kong narinig terms mo like, daming, parang wow, like it's really that tedious on the women's end. Siguro, Sir Rally, what I wanna know, paano nyo siya nagagawa though? Like, paano nyo tinuturo siya to families? Like, were there any experiences that you would remember na parang, ay, medyo nahirapan kami, or there were questions that were like, how do I even address this type of question?
Very good, no? So yung here in the Philippines, my parents are the first one who teach the Billings method to the poorest of the poor. Talagang yan, ginawa nila yan eh. After they learn, after they get their education from Doctors John and Evelyn Billings, no? Pagbalik na sa Pilipinas, ang kanilang priority is to teach this to our people in the poorest community, no? At habang tinuturo nila yan, kasama nila ako. That is why nakita ko how the couples are very appreciative. Sabi nga nila, how come ngayon lang naituro sa amin ito, no? Kung kailan kami ay naka-pills na, kung kailan naka-IUD. But it's not too late, no? So, madali siyang ituro. If there will be only people who are passionate to go to the communities and teach the method. Because you are not teaching something Greek to them o yung hindi nila alam. Ang tinuturo mo sa kanila is very simple. Ikaw ba ay nakakaranas ng menstruation? Even a poor lady with no education, what will be the answer? Yes. Kung ikaw ay merong menstruation at merong kang bleeding and you want to avoid pregnancy, avoid intercourse during the days of bleeding. Ang dali nilang maintindihan. O nga, kapag ako ay may regla, hindi kami magtatalik mag-asawa kung ayaw muna naming magkaanak. Ano pa yung mga panahon na kayo ay mabunga bilang isang babae? Kapag kayo ay nakakaranas ng mucus o yung white discharge, ginagamit namin yung layman's term, yung very common to them. Yung bang nakakaranas ba kayo ng puting regla? Kasi we are dealing with the poor communities. And majority of the mother there would simply reply, yes, alam namin yung puting regla. O, di ba? Na-experience nyo ba yan? Can you please tell us? Yes. Ngayon, ito ang rule. Pag may puting regla kayo, I'm holding a slide rule, white, puting regla, iwasan yung mag-intercourse. Sapagkat open ang cervix during the days na meron kang white mens. So pag nag-intercourse kayo, high probability of getting pregnant. Kaya sa inyong mag-asawa, kung gusto yung mag-postpone ng pregnancy, Sa anong araw kayo hindi magtatalik? Mens, white mens. Regla, puting regla. Nararanasan nyo ba ito? Opo. Ito ba ay na-identify nyo? Opo. Kaya alam na hindi ka nagtuturo ng bago. Because experience nila yan sa kanilang katawan. Kaya ano mangyayari ngayon? Napapractice sila ng madali. And maraming nga mga doon, nagpa-practice, even those who are not Catholics. Because in the community, we don't select. And kaya yun, ang dali-dali. Kaya sa kayo mag-i-intercourse, doon sa panahon na dry. Ito may green. Green means sa stoplight, go. Paano nyo malalaman na dry kayo? Wala po kami nakikitang regla. Wala kami nararamdaman na mucus. Tuyo. Malinis ang underwear. Infertile. Pag ikaw ay tuyo, sarado ang cervix. Pag sarado ang cervix, hindi makakapasok ang sperm. The sperm dies immediately. Kaya hindi magbubuntis. Kung titignan itong hawak ko, gano'ng kadami yung green compared sa mga open cervix, mas marami siya. Ito, 11 to 16 days after mucus. After mens, meron ka pa ring dry days. Yung mga tuyong panahon pagkatapos ng regla, variable. Pwede siyang 9 days, pwede siyang 2 weeks, pwede siyang 1 month. So, ang daming mga dry days given to us by God for the couple to have intercourse na gusto mag-postpone ng pregnancy. But for those who would like to achieve, eto, kapag basa, bata. That is our slogan sa community. Kaya capture nila agad. Kapag basa, bata. Kaya, sa community, ang daming marites. Diba? Kaya kinakalat nila. Kaya yung spread.
Actually, word of mouth.
Kasi nga yung method, hindi siya bago. Ay, may regla nga ako, nakakaranas ako. Ay, nararanasan ko din yan. Magtataas pa na kami. Yes, I know the puting regla. Kaya nagawa kami ng slogan coming from the original, fertile when wet. Kaya lang ginawa sa Pilipinas, iba. Kapag basa, bata. Kaya papasok ngayon sila. So, ang iniintay nga nila, kaya nagiging maganda yung buhay ng mag-asawa because they always wait for the dry days to come. Dry ka na, o pwede na. O pagbasa, Kwaresma, Holy Week. Abstain muna. Kaya naging siya, madali siya sa community.
I think, Sir Rally, we were able to touch on the fact na, of course, this is done by couples. But, of course, we want to clarify that we do not also, say naman na,
it's for all.
Before that, pwede bang magtanong din muna
Go, sige ka muna.
Kung ano yung yellow?
Oh my gosh! Kulay mo yun,
Kaya nga Baka kaya ako naka-yellow.
Oh my gosh, wait
Para
lang.
ma-explain fully yung...
Of course, you can identify now, di ba? If you are dry or wet.
Sobrang confused ko. Fertile? Fertile
Yung
nga pala.
akala mo like baog.
Yun. Parang,
tama
fertile is like,
na-feel ko yung moment of
walang plan of
eureka mo nun.
Okay.
Yellow are mucus na dry, kaya infertile siya.
Mucus na dry.
So yung tuyo siya. Pag tuyo, look at the anatomy kaninong sperm. Tignan mo yung anatomy ng sperm. Ang sperm may buntot. And what is the function of the buntot or the tail? To swim. Can you swim in the absence of water? No. That's why kailangan mo ng basa. Basa due to mens, basa due to mucus. Kung basa, the sperm can swim. At kung makakalangoy siya, high probability makakarating siya sa kanyang target, which is the egg. Kung ikaw ay dry, the sperm cannot swim. The sperm dies immediately. Kaya talagang siya, yung bang meaning, the anatomy of the sperm na mayroong buntot, nag-fit siya doon sa sa barometer ng fertility at saka infertility ng babae, yung wet and dry. So during the wet sensation, that is the good condition for the sperm to survive and to swim.
Tandaan, kung basa,
bata. Quote of the day. So, Sir Rally, we were able to cover, of course, the scientific of it, the method itself. But we also want to drive it back to, of course, we're a family organization. And we want to understand We heard that, of course, this is being promoted or at least supported by our Pope. Maybe you can provide insight on why this is the method that is being
Yes.
supported.
Catholic Church.
Yes. Because this is the only method wherein the scientific research ginawa sa Sacred Catholic University of the Sacred Heart in Rome, which is the hospital of the Vatican. That is the first tawag dito, yan yung first research done in that hospital. That's why during the time pa ni Pope Pius the 12, the one in charge of the Humanae Vitae, so doon na nagsimula siya, 1953, doon siya nagsisimula. That's why the Billings method has been with the Catholic Church since the beginning of the research. So until now, until now. Then after that, nagkaroon din ng research center sa Australia at nagkaroon din ng research center sa Pontifical University in Chile. And you will notice all these are mga Catholic people, Catholic institutions. That's why, so if Pope Francis endorses the method, and not only him but including the previous Pope, because the method started within the vicinity of the Catholic Church, within the premises of the Catholic Church.
Sir, Sir Riley, matanong ko lang, is it, are there any other reasons apart from it starting there in the Catholic Church on why this method is something that the Church promotes?
Because it agrees with the teaching of the Humanae Vitae. The Billings Ovulation method is a method that will accompany couples in order to live their marital life to the fullest, meaning to become holy couples. That is the real goal of the Billings Ovulation method, to accompany them towards a better family that is holy, prayerful, very faithful to the teaching of the Catholic Church, especially when it comes to the family. Yung end goal is salvation of souls of the couples, living your marital life by respecting the natural rhythm of the body. Nire-respeto mo. You respect the what you call this, the natural barometer of the natural the cycle. You don't take anything. Hindi ka nag-pills to disrupt the natural movement of the hormones. Yung lalaki naman, hindi nagko-condom, hindi nagpapa-vasectomy to destroy the what we call this, the male reproductive system. So you don't violate yung tinatawag nating moral principles of a human person. Kasi may linya yan sa Humanae Vitae, if I can remember, if couples are in grave situation and there is a need for them to space the number of their children, the Church teaches to take into account the natural rhythm of the body without offending moral principles. So, natandaan ko pa. So, that is the line.
Quotable agad yan.
And that's
Training
it.
director.
Ako, nakikita ko yung value actually ng method and how it's very faithful to the natural rhythm of our bodies. It's the first time I'm hearing it and it makes sense. Lalo na kasi sa mga, especially sa married couples, where, of course, they're taught to raise children, but also for intimacy, importante din yung sex para sa kanilang relationship.
Shock ako.
Bakit ka?
Sorry, kasi sabing word na yun.
Ay, sorry.
Parang ka-do. Na-shock ako, hindi ko na pigilan yung face ko. It's like,
Shock ka pa ba dyan sa conversations natin? And sex is good. It's coming from God.
it's a gift from God. In the context of
marriage.
getting married. Of course, that's under the premise that it's a marital couple, no? But of course, we wanna touch on the fact that, of course, nowadays, like, we have like that casual dating, for example, na culture wherein young couples or like young adults would be getting into like casual dates, of course, hookups. Pwede ko ba sabihin? Okay, hookups! Hindi ko kasi nasabi sa family ko. So, we wanna understand siguro the role of WOOMB there, and how it comes to play in those types of realities nowadays.
In reality, we cannot prevent people from applying the method outside marital life because it's available there in the website. They can look into it. They can read the Billings Ovulation method. But the most important thing would be here, based on experience, those couples who are practicing the Billings method outside marital life, they tend to get into marriage in the near future. Because when you practice something which is good, it makes you also good. And there will be a realization in your life, no, as the years, no, proceed, that maybe it's time for us now to get married, no. Meaning the method may be a simple method, but it transforms the life of the couple using the method. Why? Because it requires discipline. It requires discipline, no? And if there is a discipline, and discipline is a virtue. So if you are developing virtue, other virtues now will come in. You will be able, meaning you will be able to understand your body, ganito pala. You will respect it. And then little by little, those little goods will envelop you and will turn you to something better. Hopefully getting married, no? And of course, we are here to continuously educate them, no? That for them to know that sexual intercourse in the lens of Catholic Church, it is the participation of man and woman in God's ability in creating an immortal soul. Diba napakaganda ng definition ng sexual intercourse in our perspective. If I will repeat, no? It is the participation of man and woman in God's ability in creating an immortal soul. So if we continuously educate our people, no, in spite of them using the Billings method outside marital life, but because we are always here, we have programs that we enhance them to see the beauty of marital life. And I think all these people, no, who are cohabitating, who are living together outside marital life, would be able to realize in the near future that marriage is a gift that they need to have in their life.
I think at the end of the day then kasi, no, Sir Rally, we're not gonna be able to control everyone around us.
Yes.
But I think that effort of WOOMB to have that trust also, reaching out to like young couples or like married couples, na mata-transform din yung idea to them na actually, I wanna get married to this person, no?
Because that is what's happening to us when we go to the community, when we teach the Billings method. Not all people who are seated there are married.
Yeah.
But we don't stop there. So those couples who are practicing the Billings method, maybe after a month, after 3 months, nandun pa rin kami, accompaniment. Who among you are not yet married? We will have what do you call that? Yung malakihang kasal? Kasalang bayan. Meaning yun, constant. You teach the method, they practice the method, but little by little, you guide them towards something which is good.
Siguro, Sir Rally, you've been touching on it na, no? But I think it's worth asking and mentioning, what is the role of this method in building up Catholic Filipino families?
The method, if couples will embrace this, no, then we will be able to free ourselves from contraceptives and also from abortion, no? Because there are some contraceptives that are abortifacient, no? So that's why we try to move, we struggle, no, to teach them in order for them to be out of this contraceptive mentality, that to have a child is a burden, but to tell them that to have a child is to have a hope in the family, that every child is a gift, because the Billings method is not limiting the number of children in the family. That's not the goal of Dr. Billings. The goal is, if you are not ready, postpone. Postpone meaning to stop for the moment. And then maybe if you are already ready to have another child, then you can now have a achieving of a child. Contraceptive is not like that. Contraceptive destroys the reproductive system in order for you not to have any more child, to enjoy the pleasure of sex without having any responsibility. And that violates the principle of sexual intercourse, the participation of man and woman in God's ability in creating an immortal soul. Because every sexual intercourse is always open to life. But even though you're open to life, but the body is not, because you are dry, natural. But contraceptives is always anti-life. It is always against life. That to have a child, it will make your family poor. And but that's not the message of the gospel, no? To have a child is the hope of the family in the future.
Amen.
Yes.
Grabe, ang dami kong natutunan from you, Sir Rally, and from this method. It's very enlightening. FRC fam, if you have questions, comments, notes, ayan, baka pwede nyo i-share sa comments down below. Sir Rally, you mentioned a lot of research backing to this method. Maybe yung mga viewers natin would be interested to read more into it and into the Billings ovulation method. Saan po sila makakita ng
they
information?
Meron akong YouTube channel.
Okay.
You can, WOOMB PH, WOOMB PH, just type it, or they can go directly to what we call this, they can go directly to wombinternational.org, and then they will have a lot of resources, no? Sa aking WOOMB PH, I'm teaching the method actually. So meaning a lot of people can learn, either married or not.
I think gusto ko balikan yung concept ni Sir Rally kanina, how the Billings method takes part in the formation of the family. Kasi yung how postponing is very important if you're not ready. Kasi I think it's also a responsibility to have that another immortal soul in your family. And I feel like it's also important for newly married couples na ready na ba tayo mentally, like all of our decisions would be aligning to this another decision of our life. So I think it's very important to understand that concept as well, na sinusupport ng Billings method. Kasi, di ba, parang pag may bagong bata, or like may anak ka, di ba, parang, I was having this conversation, I remember, with my mom and my brother, na preparation yun eh. Like, you have to be ready for that decision. Kasi you're growing that kid. Parang, paano mo make sure na your brain, like, you're psychologically ready for that person, to raise that person. So, I think it also counts to bring that up, no, na Billings method is not just all for, like, the current pleasure, and also, like, it involves the family planning in itself, na yung value of that life that you're gonna add into your family.
Napaka-important na discussion yan, lalo na sa atin dito sa Pilipinas. That's why I'm happy to hear, Sir Rally, yung efforts ng WOOMB Philippines in teaching this to the poor families, to the families who are, parang madalas natin iniisip, palaki yung population natin sa Pilipinas. And this kind of method is helpful to put some wisdom into our relationships, especially for those who are married, who are establishing families, na di lang basta mag-asawa sila, di ba? Paramihan na ng anak. But it's actually pushing them to really think about their family life.
Responsible parenthood.
Yes, at the end of the day. Diba? And of course, for our youth, kasi syempre, sila yung magdadala ng bagong generation. The world.
Yun talaga. Ayun. Baka may last words kayo, Sir Rally, sa mga viewers natin, to our FRC fam, as we wrap up our episode. Very interesting and probably controversial episode.
Very visual.
Anyway, for those who would like to learn the Billings ovulation method, they can follow me sa aking Facebook, Raymond Fullon Ganar, Yung Fullon ko is Fullon, then Ganar. You can message me there. So majority of my clients are via Messenger, So that is an everyday for those who would like to learn. And then you can also visit the website that I mentioned earlier if you want to have trainings in your workplace, because there are some companies who are inviting me so that their employees will be applying the Billings method in their marital life. So you can just message me there or email me at Rally, R-A-L-L-Y, rallywoomb@gmail.com.
Right. We'll make sure to put the text available for those. Grabe. Ikaw, Chay, anong takeaways mo for this episode?
I think I'm very
bago yan. Pasalamatan muna natin si Sir Rally. Sorry, nakatapan. Pero thank you so much, Sir Rally, for your time, for teaching and sharing to us your expertise.
Thank you again,
Thank
Sir
you.
Ali.
Thank you
And it's an
also.
honor for all
Yes.
of us here.
Happy to be here, really.
Yes.
Sige, ikaw
Ayun.
na. Ikaw na yung next.
Totoo na to. So, ikaw, Chay, ano yung mga natutunan mo from this episode?
Marami, no? As in, it's very new to my ears, to be honest with you, Rap, no? And to our FRC fam.
Yeah.
New siya, new learning siya, but it's been existing, but I think to formalize that discussion is something that I really appreciated with our current episode, na it gives value to couples, like their relationship, but also very much so to families, which I think is very important to us to understand how two couples would also be impacting the family life by this method. So I think doon ako parang, oh, that's very nice. It's not just, centered on pleasure, like centered on just the relationship. How about you, Rap?
Nasa puso yan ng mga pamilya natin, yung relationship ng mga mag-asawa. Ako siguro na-appreciate ko yung just the deeper realization of how God designed us and a lot of things in this world, na parang binigyan niya na tayo naturally ng capabilities to enjoy life and to be responsible with life, as visualized by yung Billings ovulation method. So, parang ang galing ni Lord na parang naisip niya na yun bago pa natin maisip na paano yung ganito pag mag-asawa na kami, paano yung ganyan. Naturally, we are actually capable to decide on things that are pleasing for the Lord.
Yes, and again, thank you again, Sir Rally, for joining us in this episode. And to our FRC fam out there na of course hindi napapagod na panoorin ng episodes natin again in this new year. More exciting things to come again. So again, thank you again, FRC fam. And
Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Rap, we leave you with the wise words of Venerable Patrick Peyton that
the family that prays together stays together.
and a world that prayer is a world at peace.
Bye!
Thank you!
Thank you, Sir Rally.
Maraming salamat, Sir Rally. Maraming